Your appearance today is based on 3 counts to a complaint order for detention. The record should reflect that Alex Kornahachi appears for the state of Minnesota. Mr. Rekieta, you are self-representing yourself at this point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Count 1 is second-degree possession, 25 grams or more of cocaine or methamphetamine. This is in violation of Minnesota Statute 152.022, subdivision 2, print A, print 1. The maximum sentence for that count is 25 years in prison and/or a $500,000 fine. Count 2 is possession of ammunition or any firearm with the user of controlled substances. This is a gross misdemeanor, so the maximum sentence is 364 days in the Kennewick County Jail and/or a $3,000 fine. Count 3, endangerment of a child when present with the sale or possession of a controlled substance. Again, a gross misdemeanor.
Get all your coke out, Nick, and kill yourself, you stupid motherfucker.
I'm going to warn everyone again, this is a court proceeding. If you were in a courtroom with me, I would remove you. So, any violation of that will be removed. Ms. Black?
Judge, I just disabled people the ability to unmute themselves, so I will work to unmute people as they need to speak to the court this morning.
All right, thank you. Aside from Mr. Rekieta and Mr. Kornahachi, no one needs to at this point. Lastly, I think I was saying that the count 3 gross misdemeanor has a maximum sentence of 364 days and/or a $3,000 fine. Mr. Rekieta, you understand what you've been charged with? And second question, the maximum sentences associated with each count?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, I don't mean to insult your intelligence, given you are an attorney, but it's important that I know that you understand your rights here. First of all, you are presumed to be not guilty of these charges. It is the state, not you, that has to prove what has been alleged in the complaint with evidence beyond a reasonable doubt. You have a right to trial by jury. All members of the jury would have to agree that the state had met its burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt before you could be convicted. You have a right to counsel. You have a right to represent yourself, of course. If there's a trial, you could give your side of the story and testify, but you also have the right to remain silent. Indeed, you don't have to prove anything, so you don't have to say anything. If you remain silent, the judge can't make a comment about that, the prosecutor can't make a comment about that, nor can the jury take that into consideration. You have a right to confront, challenge, or cross-examine anyone who testifies against your interest. You have a right to call witnesses and the power of subpoena. You have a right to all of the state's discovery before trial, and including exculpatory information and evidence. And at the end of the day, if you think the court made some mistakes or a jury made some mistakes, you have a right to appeal. Any questions about those rights as I explained them?
No, Your Honor.
This is a Rule 5 hearing. Sometimes we'll call it a bail hearing. We'll set this for a Rule 8 hearing. Under the rules, you have the right to have that hearing within 14 days of today's hearing, but you could waive that as well, given your right to seek counsel if you so choose. Do you want this scheduled within 14 days, Rule 8?
No, Your Honor, I'd like to waive that. We can combine these into a contested round of this hearing.
All right, so we could, for today's purposes, combine Rule 5, Rule 8?
Yes, sir.
All right. And before you ask for a speedy, you want to hear what the state is requesting as far as these conditions?
Yes, I'd like to hear what the state is requesting.
I didn't say it, but you also have the right to have me read the complaint today.
No, I'll waive it, sir.
All right, very well. Mr. Kornahachi, what is the state requesting as far as release conditions?
Yes, Your Honor. The state is requesting $50,000 unconditional. In the alternative, we would agree to RPR with standard drug conditions, which would include no use, random testing, no use in possession of firearms, contact probation as directed, don't leave the state without permission from the court, remain law-abiding, keep in contact with probation, and other standard conditions.
Hey, everybody. I'm sure everyone's been seeing the sad news today. It's been already very well covered, but I'm going to go ahead and take a shot at it since this is a big deal. I've really respected Nick Rekieta. Still, to a degree, have some respect for the guy. Obviously, I don't have any respect for the decisions that he has made. I hope to see him get clean. I hope to see him do better and redeem himself. There are some things that he has done that are so inexcusable that it frightens me as a parent. His kids are going to suffer greatly for what Nick has done. I've had no idea that it had gotten this bad. I saw Bering's video on it yesterday. I was pretty shocked by it. I knew that a lot of people were coming out saying certain things about him being a drunk and other things like that. I knew that he was starting to party a bit. This kind of reminds me a little bit of Andy Worski in kind of his final days on YouTube. It's decently interesting in that regard, but I don't know why I didn't pay attention to it. I watched Nick Rekieta through most of the Johnny Depp stuff, through all of the Kyle Rittenhouse stuff. It was a lot of fun. And then, I don't know, I just don't really watch all that type of stuff anymore. I've kind of changed a little bit as a person in general. Not so much as a huge change, but just a loss of interest in politics in general and controversy. Like I've said in previous videos, I really enjoy guitar stuff, music stuff, getting back into that. I've been doing a lot of my crime channel stuff. It's been interesting coming back because I'm really seeing what I enjoy and what I don't enjoy. With Nick Rekieta, he was always a very interesting person, but I don't really stay up that late at night anymore if I can help it. I still work late nights, but I get straight home and go to bed. I don't really have time to deal with that because I have kids. I have bigger priorities in life. And to see Nick go down this terrible rabbit hole of drugs and, well, I'm not going to get into his life with his wife. I just don't care to. That damages a kid still. You know, you do you. I understand the arguments, but when you have kids, it's not about you anymore. You don't do you. Okay? You can't do that. And I saw some people arguing this fact. They say, no, your happiness matters and you should go out and do things that make you happy. If you have kids and you do anything that makes you happy at the expense of your children's safety, well-being, or anything like that, or even comfort, you are a bad parent. Nick Rekieta has been a bad parent to his kids. There's no doubt about that right now. Like I say, I'm saying this as a Nick Rekieta fan. It's disgusting what he has done. I can't give any excuses for it. I don't want to be harsh, but I have to be harsh. It involves kids. If this was him doing this all by himself, if this was him doing Andy Worski as Andy Worski with no kids, I'd have a lot more sympathy. Truly, I would. But the fact of the matter is this involves his kids. Count 1, second-degree possession of 25 grams or more of, well, you heard that charge. This goes up to $500,000 fine or 25 years in prison. Count 2, firearm with controlled substance, $3,000 fine or roughly a year in jail, and the same exact charge for count 3. Endangerment of a child with sale or possession of a controlled substance. Same, like I said, same fine, same year in jail. Kind of wild that those two are not as bad as having 25 grams of, well, we heard that. I can't really repeat that again. So there's that. I know someone who has struggled their entire life with a white crystal substance. Anything else about that? Other than I understand once on it, it's almost impossible to get off of it. It's wild how bad it can get. I could safely say Nick has got one hell of an uphill battle. It wouldn't surprise me if, as soon as he bailed out, if it was reported that he went and just did a line as soon as he got home, or chugged a bottle of booze or something. I hope that doesn't happen. I genuinely hope that he gets everything together, goes on the straight and narrow from here on out. I really hope for that, for his kids' sake. Otherwise, he will lose his kids and everything he has ever built. I don't want to see that for him. At the end of the video, though, guys, I did want to talk a little bit about, well, the last video I uploaded. YouTube's being a little weird. I don't know what happened, but that video didn't do very well. I don't know what's going on. The numbers are good. The likes to dislike ratio is very good. Way better than the Hassan video even, because the Hassan video really took a huge hit. I think I'm at like 60% likes, like 40% dislikes because of the Hassan crowd. But when it comes to the Candace Owens video here, it only did like 260 views. And the impressions and the percentage are exactly right, but YouTube flatlined any new people coming in. They're not showing the video at all. And it is at a 7% click-through rate, which is normal for the channel. So it's one of those weird things to where I don't know if I said something or what could have triggered the algorithm to just stop promotion of that video. But long story short, I'm essentially asking you guys if you thought that video was pretty good, or if you haven't seen the video yet, please check it out and share it. That'll be really a good way to help out with the channel there. Next video I'm going to do is going to be over Destiny, I think. And then after that, I'm going to compile a bunch of scripts, record a bunch of stuff at once, and then I'm going to probably start putting polls out just to be a little bit more interactive with you guys to see which video will come out next. Maybe it'll be the Tim Pool one, maybe it'll be Vosh, maybe it'll be Shoe on Head, maybe it'll be anybody else that I really think is out there either grifting or not grifting. Some of these videos you may be surprised. It's not just a video series about grifters specifically, it's also about people being accused of being a grifter, me going down and essentially figuring out if they are or not. So far, I'm getting the grifters out of the way for the most part because I really feel it is the worst possible crime you could commit is to trick your audience. I don't like that at all. Okay, if you are an extremist leftist and you're not grifting, you actually believe in your BS, I'm gonna have a lot more respect for you than someone like Candace Owens who is blatantly lying to their audience just to keep getting that money rolling in. I don't like that. I think that is the worst possible offense you could commit, is to lie to your audience. You can't really do much worse unless it goes into actual physical law breaking. And I'm not gonna even try to compare lying to your audience to physical law breaking. That would be silly. But when it comes to non-law breaking, just normal stuff that you could do to your audience, anything you could talk about, the worst offense you could do is really lie to your audience. That's just silly, it's awful, and it rips them off. When people are sitting there supporting you because they like you, and you're pulling wool over their eyes, it's not right. It's disgusting. So those are the people I really want to call out first, but like I said, guys, it's not all gonna be about. I'm gonna be covering people. Some people you may genuinely think, yeah, that's a grifter. But if you watch the video, you might find out they're really not. Be kind of a wild twist, right? So something to keep in mind, guys. Anyway, Nick Rekieta, man, I hope as a fellow Nick, myself, man, I really do hope you get clean. Seriously. You got kids. You're not a bad person. I've watched many of your streams. I have faith that you can do the right thing. I have faith that you can move past this. Yes, people are going to be posting your mugshot everywhere. You're going to have to get past that. You're going to have to own that. And, you know, just live and let live for the most part. You're going to have to learn to ignore it. I think you can do a good job with it. I think you got some tough skin. Yeah, look back on it as a really dumb time in your life. I think after all that, I think you'll do well. I really hope so. We're not going to know for the next 4 months. His trial isn't for another 4 months, so there is that. The only time we will know before that 4 months is if he screws up. So this next 4 months is going to be really rough, I would imagine. Please, dude, get clean. Not for our sake, not for entertainment's sake, not for YouTube, not for your fans, for your kids. I don't care if that means that you have to delete your channel and act like you never existed. For the love of God, your kids are more important than anything in your life. That's how I feel about my kids. That's how everyone should feel about their kids. That's just a fact. Be there for them first. That's all I have to really say about this, guys. Please ding the bell, like, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. Check out that video. I'll have it linked in the description below and probably one of those squares, whichever. Yeah. Anyway, thank you all. Seriously, I do appreciate it. I'm going to get back to working on the Destiny video here. And yeah, I'll see you guys here in the next one. Later.